The National Football League must overhaul its inconsistent, poorly performing horse-and-buggy refereeing system. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. The quality of NFL officiating has become one of the sport's most persistent controversies, with fans, players, and coaches regularly questioning calls that can determine the outcome of games. In fact, it's a scandal. For example, highly questionable calls in the recent playoff game between Buffalo and Denver that unfairly deprived the Bills of victory and thereby their shot at going to the Super Bowl underscores the crisis in quality. Unlike officials in other major professional sports leagues, many NFL referees work part-time, maintaining separate careers outside of football. This fundamental issue, combined with inadequate training periods and lack of performance accountability, has created an officiating system that struggles to meet the demands of a multi-billion-dollar league. The substandard refereeing is a disgrace for the number one professional sport in America. The part-time nature of NFL officiating is perhaps the most glaring problem. While the league has gradually moved towards employing more full-time officials, it appears too many still treat refereeing as a secondary occupation. This means officials spend limited time studying rule changes, reviewing game film, or participating in training exercises during the off-season. The current collective bargaining agreement includes a dead period from the Super Bowl through mid-May, when the league cannot even communicate with officials about rules or mechanics. For a game as complex and fast-paced as professional football, this lack of year-round preparation is unacceptable. Inconsistency in penalty enforcement represents another critical failure. What constitutes pass interference or unnecessary roughness can vary dramatically from one crew to another and even from quarter to quarter within the same game. This inconsistency stems partly from inadequate training, but also from a system that doesn't effectively reward excellence or address poor performance. Currently, seniority plays a significant role in postseason assignments, meaning officials aren't always selected based on their performance during the regular season. The NFL's proposed reforms directly address these shortcomings. Performance-based compensation would create financial incentives for officials to improve their craft and maintain high standards throughout the season. Extended probationary periods and greater flexibility to remove underperforming officials would ensure that only the most qualified individuals remain in the system. Shortening or eliminating the dead period would allow for continuous training, rules education, and film review, exactly what's needed to maintain consistency. Perhaps most importantly, basing postseason assignments solely on performance rather than seniority would ensure that the league's biggest games are officiated by its best referees. In a sport where a single controversial call in a playoff game can overshadow an entire season, having top-performing officials on the field isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. The NFL generates billions in revenue annually, yet its officiating operates like a weekend recreation league in too many respects. These proposed changes won't eliminate all controversial calls, but they represent essential steps toward professionalizing a system that has lagged behind the sport's growth and importance. Fans deserve better, and so do the players, whose careers can be impacted by inconsistent officiating. Years ago, Major League Baseball had a crisis where umpires notoriously each had their own versions of the strike zone for batters. The problem was confronted, and badly needed consistency was largely achieved. Football refereeing must come into the modern age. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.